They say that time is a straight line, but in the world of love, hate, and fate, it's a circle that we can never escape. Every choice has a cost, every hero has a shadow, and every story has a soul. Welcome to Love, Hate, and Fate.
The Pinky Promise.
Angie and Ben are walking through a bright, airy mall. Angie is clutching a large bag of chips. Ben is mid-story, gesturing wildly.
So I told him, if you want the mower back, you've got to find the spark plug in the bushes first.
You're mean, Ben. Ha ha ha. He's your neighbor.
He's a thief, but a neighborly thief.
They stop near a fountain. Ben checks his watch.
We're still 40 minutes early for the buffet. Want to hit the arcade or just keep doing laps?
Laps are fine. I like talking to you.
Suddenly, Sarah struts up. She is wearing oversized sunglasses and a neon outfit. She ignores Angie entirely and beams at Ben.
No way. Ben, from that party?
Oh, hey, Sarah, right?
Leaning in close, twisting a lock of hair. I never got to properly thank you for the ride that night. You were such a gentleman. We should definitely grab a drink when I'm not, seeing double. Angie's smile vanishes. She stares at Sarah, her own cousin, who hasn't even glanced her way. Angie reaches into her chip bag. Crunch. One chip. Crunch. Another. She begins stuffing them in rapidly, her cheeks puffing out like a squirrel.
Yeah, sure. Anyway, I'm just here with...
Call me.
Sarah blows a kiss and sachets away. Angie is still aggressively chewing.
How do you know her?
She was wasted at a party a few weeks back, and some guys were bothering her, so I gave her a ride home. Why?
Because that's my cousin, Sarah.
Wait, really? Why didn't she say hi to you?
Because Sarah is snotty. She comes from the rich side of the family. Unless you have a sports car or a modeling contract, you're invisible to her.
Well, she's missing out then. You're way more interesting than her.
Angie looks down, her heart racing. They climb into the car. The atmosphere is heavy. Ben drives in silence. Angie stares out the window.
Should I tell him what I really feel? Ben, I love you. I don't want to be the cousin of the girl you rescued. I want to be the girl you want to rescue. No. If he felt that way, he'd have said it by now. If I mess this up, I lose my best friend. And I can't lose him.
She's being so quiet. Is she mad about Sarah? Does she think I like girls like that? I need to make sure she knows she's the most important person in my life.
As they arrive in the parking lot, Ben parks the car but doesn't turn it off. He turns to Angie and takes her hand. Her breath catches.
Angie, look at me. You're my best friend. There is nothing I wouldn't do for you. You mean the entire world to me, and nothing, not cousins, not girlfriends, nothing is ever going to change that.
But what happens when you get a girlfriend? A real one? It won't be fair to her to have me around all the time. I've always thought, your partner should be your best friend.
Then I guess I'll just have two. But you were here first. You'll always be first.
He holds out his pinky finger, a childhood gesture, but it feels heavy with adult emotion.
Pinky promise?
Angie looks at his hand, then at him. She hooks her pinky into his.
Pinky promise.
The restaurant is loud. Ben and Angie are seated with 3 of Ben's friends. Plates are piled high with food.
Marcus, looking back and forth between them. So, I gotta ask. I've been watching you two share a plate of fries for 10 minutes. How long have you guys been dating?
Ben nearly chokes on his soda.
What? No. We're not dating. We're just friends. Best friends.
Angie feels a sharp pang in her chest, but she forces a smile and nods.
Just friends? Really? Because the way you were looking at her while she was at the salad bar suggested otherwise, Ben.
Ben turns bright red, looking genuinely annoyed.
Drop it, Marcus.
Hey, if you guys aren't an item, then I'm in luck. Ben, buddy, why don't we switch seats? I'd love to get to know Angie a little better. She's way too pretty to be sitting next to a grump like you.
Marcus starts to stand up to swap chairs. Ben's hand shoots out and grabs Marcus's arm, pinning him to his seat. Ben's face is a mask of territorial irritation.
Sit down, Marcus. She's fine right where she is.
Angie hides a giggle behind her napkin. For the first time all day, she sees a spark of something in Ben's eyes that isn't just friendship.
I don't know, Ben. Marcus seems very polite.
Ben glares at her, then back at Marcus, his grip not loosening on his friend's arm.
Nobody is switching seats.
The Monday hangover. At Angie's office. Day, 9 a.m. Angie sits at her desk, staring at a spreadsheet. Her chin is resting in her hand. She types one number, sighs, deletes it, and types it again. Her phone pings. A text from Ben comes through.
Coffee? I forgot to drink some, and now I'm trying to fax a sandwich.
Angie giggles, her entire face lighting up. She starts typing a reply. Only if the sandwich is ham and cheese, those fax better. She hovers over the send button, then pauses. She remembers Marcus asking to switch seats. She remembers Ben's hand gripping Marcus's arm.
Don't overthink it. He said, best friends. Pinky promise, remember? Just be the friend.
She deletes her clever reply and sends,
Haha, busy morning. Maybe later?
She puts the phone face down. It pings again instantly. She ignores it for exactly 60 seconds, then folds. Ben sends another text.
Busy? Who are you and what have you done with Angie? Is Marcus there? Is he making you do spreadsheets?
Angie bites her lip to keep from laughing out loud in the quiet office. At Ben's workshop/construction site. Day, 11:30 a.m. Ben is wearing a tool belt, looking frustrated. He's staring at his phone instead of the blueprint in front of him. Marcus walks up, wearing a hard hat and a smirk.
She still hasn't texted you back, has she?
Ben snaps his phone shut.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm checking the weather. For the concrete pour.
It's cloudless, Ben. Listen, about Saturday, if you really aren't dating her, give me her number. She's funny, she's cute, and she actually understands your dumb jokes.
Ben stiffens. He picks up a hammer and starts tapping a nail with unnecessary force.
I told you, she's my best friend. I'm just protective, okay? I don't want her dating some loudmouth like you.
Right. Protective. Is that why you've been moping around the site like a lost puppy since Monday morning? Just admit you've got it bad.
I don't have it bad. We have a pinky promise.
A pinky promise? What are you, 7? Grow up and ask her out before someone who doesn't care about finger geometry does.
In Angie's kitchen, evening, 7 p.m. Angie is making dinner, a simple pasta dish. The house is quiet. She finds herself looking at the empty chair across from her. Usually, Ben would be there, complaining about his boss and stealing cherry tomatoes from her cutting board. She picks up a bag of chips from the counter, the same brand from the mall. She eats one. It tastes like jealousy and awkwardness. She looks at her pinky finger. Angie mumbles to herself,
You'll always be first.
She sighs. Being first is great, but being the only one would be better. Her phone rings. It's a FaceTime call from Ben. She quickly checks her hair in the reflection of a toaster and answers. In Ben's truck/Angie's kitchen, crosscut. Ben is sitting in his truck, parked in his driveway. He looks tired, his face a little dusty from work.
Hey, you survived the spreadsheets?
Barely. I think the numbers are starting to win. How's the sandwich faxing going?
I moved on to stapling soup. It's a mess, Angie. I need a distraction.
There's a long silence. They just look at each other through the screens. The Just Friends label is starting to feel like a suit that's 3 sizes too small.
Hey, Ang? About what Marcus said at the buffet. About us dating.
Angie's heart stops.
Yeah?
He's an idiot. You know that, right?
Angie is disappointed but hiding it.
Oh, yeah. Total idiot.
Ben clears his throat.
But he wouldn't stop asking for your number today.
Angie perks up, a little spark of mischief hitting her.
Oh? And did you give it to him?
I told him my phone died. And then I told him I lost my contacts. And then I told him you were moving to Mars.
Angie laughs, a genuine warm sound that makes Ben relax visibly.
Mars is lovely this time of year.
Stay on Earth for a bit longer? I'm coming over Friday. We're watching that terrible horror movie you liked. I'll bring the chips.
Pinky promise?
Ben, holding his pinky up to the camera.
Always.
They hang up. Angie leans against her counter, smiling at nothing. Ben sits in his truck, staring at his darkened phone screen, muttering to himself.
Always. Smooth, Ben. Real smooth.
The Bestie treatment. At Angie's apartment, Friday night. The apartment smells like lavender, eucalyptus, and a faint, sharp hint of chemical ammonia. Angie is scurrying around, wearing a fluffy white robe over a bright blue bikini. She looks like she's preparing for a spa day, but her eyes have a mischievous, manic glint. Angie, to herself.
Just friends, huh? Fine. If I'm one of the bros, he's one of the girls. Welcome to the sisterhood, Ben.
Knock, knock, knock. Angie checks her reflection, adjusts her robe, and opens the door. Ben stands there with a bag of chips and a six-pack of soda, looking ready for a night of jump scares and snacks.
Hey, I brought the...
He stops. He looks at Angie's robe. He looks at the candles flickering in the hallway.
Did I get the night wrong? Is this a cult thing?
Angie, beaming.
No, I just realized that since we're best friends, we should do what best friends do. Total bonding. I've got the horror movie ready, but first, relaxation.
She grabs his arm and leads him toward the bathroom. The bathroom is a cloud of steam. The tub is overflowing with bubbles.
Angie, what is...
Angie, dropping her robe to reveal the bikini.
Get in. I'm at that end. You're at this end. It's like a hot tub, but with more bubbles and better conversation.
Ben turns bright red. He stares at the ceiling, the wall, the floor, anywhere but Angie in a bikini.
Angie, we can't just...
Angie, splashing into the water at the far end.
Oh, don't be a baby, Ben. We're best friends. It's totally platonic. Strip down to your boxers and get in. The water is perfect.
Ben hesitates, his brain clearly short-circuiting. The best friend logic is a trap he built himself, and now he's caught in it. He sighs, kicks off his shoes, and eventually climbs into the opposite end, his knees hitting his chin because he's way too tall for the tub.
Face mask time.
She reaches over and slaps a cold gray glob of charcoal mud onto his forehead and cheeks.
It's cold. It smells like a swamp.
It's deep pore cleansing, Ben. And here.
She hands him 2 warm, soggy chamomile tea bags.
I forgot cucumbers, so these go on your eyes. It takes away the puffiness from looking at blueprints all day.
Angie leans back, puts her own tea bags over her eyes, and sighs with pure, exaggerated contentment.
Isn't this nice? Just 2 pals, soaking their pores.
Ben, voice muffled by the tea bags.
I can't see. I feel like a wet owl.
So, Ben, tell me everything. Which of your coworkers do you have a crush on? Since we're besties, you can tell me anything.
Ben, stiffening.
I don't have a crush on any of them. I'm literally sitting in a bathtub with tea on my eyes, Angie. My dignity is at an all-time low.
Angie giggling internally.
Oh, don't be like that. This is what friends do.
In the living room, 45 minutes later. They have emerged from the bathroom. Both are wearing robes. Angie's fits perfectly. Ben is wearing a spare robe Angie had in the closet. It is pink, fleece, and about 3 sizes too small. His muscular arms stick out like a bodybuilder in a toddler's jacket. Ben, tugging at the collar.
I feel like if I sneeze, this thing is going to explode. Can we watch the movie now?
Not yet. Look what I got.
She holds up a home highlight kit, sun-kissed honey.
Absolutely not. No, my dad would actually disown me. He thinks using hair gel is Suspicious.
Ben, you said you wanted a haircut anyway. If it looks bad, you just shave it off. Come on, it's a friendship highlight.
Ben, groaning.
There is no such thing as a friendship highlight.
Please? For your best friend?
Ben looks at her, really looks at her, and his resolve crumbles.
Fine. But if I turn out orange, I'm moving to a different state.
In the kitchen, later. Ben is sitting on a stool. Angie is wearing plastic gloves, meticulously painting streaks of bleach onto his hair.
My back hurts. Why is this stool so hard?
Stop moving. You'll get a blob.
Ben, sniffing.
It smells like a swimming pool, and a chemistry lab had a baby. Is my hair supposed to feel hot? Angie, it's tingling. Is that normal?
Angie, suppressing a laugh.
It means it's working. Beauty is pain, Ben.
This is taking way too long. We've missed the first 20 minutes of the movie.
Angie, leaning in close to his ear, her voice dropping to a sweet whisper.
Relax, Ben. You're the one who said it. We'll always be just friends. And friends don't mind spending 3 hours on a Friday night doing hair treatments, right?
Ben goes very still. He can feel her breath on his neck. The annoyance fades, replaced by a tension that has nothing to do with the hair chemicals. Ben, quietly.
Right, just friends.
Angie finishes the last streak and pats his head.
There. Now we just wait 30 minutes, rinse, and you'll be a whole new man.
Ben, muttering.
I like the old man just fine.
Angie, cheerfully.
I'll go get the popcorn. Don't touch the foil or you'll look like a leopard.
As she walks away, Ben catches his reflection in the microwave door. He's wearing a tiny pink robe, charcoal stains on his ears, and tin foil strips all over his head. He looks ridiculous. He looks like a fool. But then he looks at Angie, who is humming a song in the kitchen, and he realizes he'd let her dye his hair neon green if it meant he got to stay in this apartment and be around Angie. The scream test. In the living room, later that night, the lights are off. The only glow comes from the massive TV screen and a few flickering candles that have survived the spa portion of the evening. Ben is finally out of the pink robe and back in his t-shirt and sweats, but his hair, to his absolute shock, looks incredible. The sun-kissed highlights actually worked, giving him a rugged surfer boy look that makes Angie's heart do a triple flip. Ben, catching his reflection in a darkened window.
I hate to admit it, but I don't look like a leopard. I look, actually, okay.
Angie, curled up on the opposite end of the couch.
Okay? Ben, you look like you should be on a billboard for expensive cologne. Don't let it go to your head.
Ben, grinning.
Too late, I'm feeling myself. Now put on the movie before I decide to start a modeling career.
Angie hits play. The movie is The Haunting of Hollow Manor. Within 3 minutes, the screen is filled with creaky doors, dripping blood, and a soundtrack consisting entirely of high-pitched violins. Angie, pulling a blanket up to her nose.
Okay, this was a mistake. Why did I pick this?
Ben, acting tough, leaning back.
It's just special effects, Angie. Look at the ghost. You can practically see the fishing line.
On screen, a pale, distorted face suddenly lunges from a wardrobe with a bone-chilling shriek. Angie screams in terror. Angie doesn't even think. She lunges sideways, seeking cover, and buries her face directly into Ben's chest. Ben freezes. His just friend script tells him to pat her on the head or make a joke, but his heart, which is currently hammering against his ribs like a trapped bird, has other ideas. His arms instinctively wrap around her, pulling her close. Ben, voice a bit rougher.
Hey, it's okay. I've got you.
Angie realizes where she is. She's tucked under his chin, smelling the faint scent of the shampoo she just used on him and the warmth of his skin. She should pull away. She should say,
Wow, Bestie, you're a great shield.
Instead, she stays. She looks up at him, her eyes wide.
Are you scared?
Ben, looking down at her, the movie completely forgotten.
Of the ghost? No.
Then what?
Ben's hand moves from her shoulder to her cheek, his thumb brushing over the skin where the face mask had been earlier. The air in the room feels thick, heavier than the just friends label can support.
I'm scared that if I don't say what I'm thinking right now, Marcus is going to try to sit in my seat again. And next time, I might actually have to throw him through a window.
Angie, a small smile forming.
That sounds very protective for just a best friend.
Ben, leaning down, his forehead resting against hers.
I'm a terrible liar, Angie. The pinky promise. I think I broke it the second we made it. I don't want to be the guy who gives your cousin a ride home. I want to be the guy you're thinking about when you're stuffing your face with chips at the mall.
Angie's heart soars. She reaches up, hooking her pinky finger with his.
Technically, a pinky promise can be upgraded.
To what?
To a real one.
Ben doesn't wait for another hint. He leans in and kisses her. A slow, certain kiss that tastes better than any buffet and feels more permanent than any hair dye. On the TV, the ghost lets out a final, terrifying scream, but neither of them hears it. In the kitchen, the next morning, Ben is standing at the stove making pancakes. His sun-kissed hair is messy, and he's wearing an apron that says, "Kiss the cook." Angie walks in, wearing his oversized t-shirt, looking radiant.
So, are we still best friends?
Ben flips a pancake with a flourish.
The best. But I think the just part is officially retired.
He holds out his pinky. She laughs and takes his whole hand instead. The hangover of the heart. The beach. Night 6 months later. The moonlight reflects off the waves, but the serene sound of the ocean is drowned out by a portable speaker blasting bass-heavy music. A bonfire crackles, surrounded by their usual circle of friends. Empty beer cans and half-empty bottles of cheap cider are scattered in the sand like plastic shells. Ben is in the center of it, laughing loudly. His sun-kissed highlights have grown out a bit, and he looks relaxed. Too relaxed. He's currently trying to balance a bottle on his head while Marcus cheers him on.
Don't drop it, Ben. That's the last of the good stuff.
Ben, slurring slightly.
I got it. Angie, look. Check out the balance.
Angie is sitting on a driftwood log, a single lukewarm bottle of water in her hand. She isn't laughing. She's watching a seagull pick at a discarded fast food wrapper nearby. She feels 1,000 miles away. Angie, softly.
I see it, Ben.
Ben, the bottle falls, splashing his shirt.
Oh, man. Come on, Angie. Where's the hype? You've been sitting there like a statue all night. Have a drink. Live a little.
Angie, standing up, brushing sand off her jeans.
I am living, Ben. I'm just living with all my brain cells intact. I'm tired.
Ben, his smile faltering.
Tired? It's only 11. We haven't even hit the late-night chip run yet. Marcus says the shop on 5th Street has the best slup chips after midnight.
I don't want slup chips, Ben. I want a conversation where nobody repeats themselves 5 times. I want a weekend where we don't spend the first half of Saturday sleeping off a headache.
In the chip shop, later, 12:45 a.m. The fluorescent lights of the fast food shop are blindingly bright. Ben and his friends are leaning against the counter, smelling of salt water and spirits. The air is thick with the smell of hot oil and vinegar. Ben slides into the plastic booth across from Angie, shoving a greasy parcel of chips toward her.
Eat. You'll feel better. You're being, I don't know, a little stuck up tonight.
Angie, the word stings.
Stuck up? Because I don't want to get wasted every Friday and Saturday? Ben, we've been dating for months, and I feel like I've spent more time holding your hair back or listening to Marcus tell the same story about his boss than I have actually talking to you.
Ben, defensive.
We're young, Angie. This is what people our age do. We work all week. We let loose on the weekend. Why are you suddenly acting like you're 40?
Angie, leaning forward.
Because I remember when letting loose was sitting in a bathtub with tea bags on our eyes, talking about nothing. I remember when we could have fun without a bottle in our hands. Now, if there isn't a party, you don't know what to do with me.
Ben, scoffing.
That's not true.
Isn't it? When was the last time we did something? Just the two of us, that didn't involve a pub or a cooler box.
Ben opens his mouth to argue, but the words don't come. He looks at Marcus, who is currently trying to shove 5 chips into his mouth at once across the shop. He looks back at Angie. She looks beautiful, but she looks lonely.
I thought you liked being part of the group.
I love your friends, Ben, but I love you more. And I'm starting to wonder if the Ben I fell in love with only exists between the hours of 9 to 5 on a Tuesday.
She stands up, leaving the greasy chips untouched.
I'm taking an Uber home. I think you should stay here with your friends. You clearly have more in common with them tonight than you do with me.
Angie, wait.
Angie, voice trembling.
No, go eat your chips, Ben. I'll see you when you're sober enough to remember why you made that pinky promise.
She walks out the glass door. The bell rings, a sharp, lonely sound. Ben sits in the yellow light of the chip shop, the smell of vinegar suddenly making him feel sick to his stomach, the cold reality. In Angie's bedroom Friday afternoon, the room is quiet, a stark contrast to the chaos of the last few months. Angie sits on the edge of her bed, staring at a small plastic stick on her nightstand. 2 pink lines. They look blurred through the tears she's trying not to shed. She feels a wave of nausea, but it isn't from the alcohol she hasn't touched in weeks. It's fear. She picks up her phone. Her thumb hovers over Ben's name. They haven't spoken in 3 weeks, not since the night at the chip shop. She hits the call button. In Ben's truck, and the truck is packed. Coolers, sleeping bags, and crates of beer are piled in the back. Marcus is in the passenger seat, already cracking a soda and humming along to the radio. Ben's phone buzzes in the cup holder. Ben, surprised.
It's Angie.
Marcus, groaning.
Don't do it, man. We're 10 minutes from the reserve. Don't let her kill the vibe before we even get there.
Ben ignores him and picks up.
Angie? Everything okay?
Angie, voice thin and shaking.
Ben, I don't know how to say this. I haven't been feeling well. I missed my period, Ben. I took a test, and it's positive.
The world inside the truck stops moving. Ben feels like the oxygen has been sucked out of the cabin. Ben, whispering.
What? Are you sure?
I'm sure. I'm scared, Ben. Can you come over? I really need to talk to you. Ben looks at the road ahead. He sees the sign for the Green Valley Animal Reserve just a mile away. He looks at Marcus, who is watching him expectantly.
What's going on? Is she okay?
Ben, his voice wavering.
Angie, look, I'm literally at the gates of the reserve. Everyone is here. My phone signal is probably going to be terrible once we get inside the camp. Can we talk about this on Monday when I'm back?
There is a long, deafening silence on the other end of the line. Angie, her voice cold and steady now.
The Animal Reserve. You're choosing the Animal Reserve?
It's not choosing. I already committed to this, and it's a whole weekend thing, and I don't even know what to think right now, Angie. I need a minute to process.
You have had time to process growing up, Ben. I'm telling you that our lives just changed forever, and you're worried about missing a weekend of drinking in the bush.
That's not fair.
You're right. It's not fair. It's not fair to me. Don't worry about Monday, Ben. Have a great weekend.
Click. Ben stares at the phone. The call-ended screen feels like a final judgment.
So, what did she want?
Ben, dazed.
She says she's pregnant.
Marcus, eyes wide.
Whoa, no way. Well, damn. Look, man, if that's true, this is your last free weekend, right? All the more reason to get out there and clear your head. You can't do anything about it from her living room anyway. Come on, drive.
Ben looks at the entrance to the reserve, then at his phone. He thinks about the pinky promise. He thinks about the just friends bath. Then he thinks about the smell of beer and the loud laughter of the guys. He shifts the truck into gear. He doesn't turn around. He drives through the gates. Angie's apartment, nighttime. Angie is curled up on the sofa, a cold compress on her forehead. The TV is off. She is completely alone. She looks at her pinky finger, then slowly closes her hand into a fist.
I guess I'm not first anymore, or maybe I never was.
The 3 sticks. Pharmacy parking lot day. The sun is harsh, reflecting off the windshield of Ben's truck. The silence inside the cab is suffocating. Ben stares straight ahead, his knuckles white on the steering wheel. He looks tired, his sun-kissed hair messy and unwashed from the weekend at the reserve. Ben, voice flat.
I just need to see it. People make mistakes. These things have false positives, right? I read that online.
Angie, clutching her purse.
I took a test, Ben. I know my body.
Ben, turning to her, eyes frantic.
Just buy 3 more. Different brands. We need to be 100% sure before anything.
They walk into the shop in silence. They buy the most expensive tests on the shelf. The cashier looks at them, the pale girl and the panicked boy, with a look of weary pity. Angie's driveway later. Ben idles the engine. He won't get out.
You go. I'll wait here.
Angie walks into her house, her legs feeling like lead. 10 minutes later, she emerges with the first stick. She walks to the truck window and holds it up. 2 dark, undeniable lines. Ben, swallowing hard.
Go do the other 2.
Angie's heart sinks. He isn't looking for the truth. He's looking for a loophole. She goes back inside. When she returns, she doesn't stand by the window. She climbs into the passenger seat and drops all 3 tests into his lap. 3 brands, 3 tests, all positive. Ben stares at them. He picks one up, turning it over as if he could find an off switch. His breathing hitches. Ben, a whisper that turns into a growl.
You just ruined my life, Angie.
Angie recoils as if he's slapped her.
I ruined your life? Ben, we did this together.
Ben, voice rising.
I had plans. I was going to save up, get the new bike, maybe move out to the coast with Marcus. Now? Now I'm trapped. I'm 20 years old and I'm trapped.
Angie, voice trembling.
You're trapped? I'm the one whose body is changing. I'm the one who has to tell my parents. I thought you were my best friend. I thought you'd be there.
Ben, putting the truck in gear.
I can't do this right now. I can't even look at you.
Ben, wait, the tests. Give them back. I need to.
But Ben doesn't hear her. He's already backing out of the driveway, the 3 positive tests still sitting in his center console. Angie stands in the dust of his departure, feeling a coldness no summer sun could warm. Angie's living room. Evening. The atmosphere is domestic and normal, the smell of dinner cooking, the evening news on the TV. It feels like a movie set that Angie no longer belongs on. Her parents, Mom and Dad, are sitting on the sofa. Angie, standing in the doorway.
Mom? Dad? I have something to tell you. I'm pregnant.
There is a beat of silence. Then her mother bursts out laughing.
Oh, Angie, really? Is this your idea of a prank? Are you still mad about us making you do the dishes last night?
Dad, grinning.
Nice try, kid. You almost had me for a second.
Angie, her voice cracking.
I'm not joking. I'm pregnant. Ben was just here.
Her mother's laughter dies instantly, replaced by a sharp, piercing squint.
You're serious? Show me the test. Prove it right now.
Angie, looking at her empty hands.
I don't have them. I left them in Ben's car. He took off with them.
Mom, exploding, standing up.
He took them? You're telling us your entire future is changed and you don't even have the proof. How could you be so careless, Angie? With him, with everything. Do you have any idea what this means for your job? For your life?
The room becomes a storm of shouting. Her father is pacing, rubbing his face. Her mother is listing all the things Angie has thrown away. Angie's grandmother, suddenly stands up from her armchair in the corner. She hasn't said a word until now. She walks over and places a firm, warm hand on Angie's shoulder. Gran, quietly, but with a voice that cuts through the noise.
Enough. Everyone, sit down and be quiet.
The room goes silent. Gran looks at Angie's mother.
You are worried, Sarah, I know. But shouting won't unmake a soul.
She turns to Angie and pulls her into a hug that smells like lavender and safety.
This precious child, it isn't a ruined life and it isn't a mistake. This child is a gift, a blessing from God. And if that boy is too blind to see what he has, then we will be the ones to open our arms.
Angie finally breaks, sobbing into her grandmother's shoulder. For the first time since the mall, since the pinky promise, since the 3 tests, she feels like she can breathe. The long road ahead. In Angie's bedroom day. Angie sits at her small desk, but she isn't looking at photos or social media. She's surrounded by bank statements, a calculator, and a highlighter. With surgical precision, she marks off a credit card balance.
Debt? 0. Savings? Growing? Heart? Under construction.
She rubs her stomach, which is just beginning to show a slight curve. After the weekend at the game reserve and the ruining of his life, Ben had come over, tearful and apologetic, claiming he was just scared. She had forgiven him because they were best friends, because she was scared too. But then, the photos surfaced. Flashback 2 weeks ago. Angie scrolls through her online platform. A photo of the bonfire at the reserve pops up. There's Ben, laughing with Jessica, a girl from their group, draped over his shoulder, her hand resting intimately on his chest. Ben isn't pulling away, he's leaning in. I was so scared, yet he was having the time of his life. I guess that was his way of processing it all, she thought to herself. Tears came flowing down Angie's cheeks. Back to present. Angie shuts her laptop. She had realized then that while she was at home facing her parents and her fears, Ben was processing his stress in the arms of someone else. Shopping mall parking lot day. Angie is in the passenger seat of her mother's car. The back seat is filled with tiny onesies, a diaper bag, and a brand new car seat. The family has completely transformed. Her mother, once furious, is now a whirlwind of grandmotherly preparation. The car is quiet until a song comes on the radio, a slow acoustic ballad they used to listen to in Ben's truck. Angie's breath hitches. A huge, painful lump forms in her throat. Mom, gently reaching over.
Angie, what is it, honey?
Tears spill over Angie's cheeks. She doesn't wipe them away. Angie, voice trembling.
What am I going to tell them, Mom? One day when the baby asks, "Where's Daddy?" What do I say?
You'll tell them the truth, that he...
Angie, bitterly.
That he's with his ex? I saw the photos today, Mom. A month. It only took him a month to go back to the girl who cheated on him. My best friend replaced me before the first ultrasound.
She looks out the window, her voice dropping to a whisper.
I grew up with a father who lived down the road and didn't even know my birthday. I know that hollow feeling, Mom. I know the way it makes you feel like you aren't enough. I wanted to take all this baby's heartaches away before they even started. But I'm already failing.
Mom, firmly.
Look at me. You are not your father, and Ben is not the only person who defines this child's world. You are doing the work. You are clearing your debts. You are showing up, and you are loving this baby with everything you have.
Angie sobbing.
I hate him so much for doing this, for being so weak. But Mom, it hurts because I still love the person I thought he was.
At a local pub night, Ben is sitting at a table with his ex-girlfriend/current girlfriend, Tara. She's laughing, her hand on his arm the same way she used to before she broke his heart. Ben is smiling, but it doesn't reach his eyes. He looks like a man trying very hard to pretend his life hasn't changed. His phone vibrates. It's a notification. Angie posted a new photo. He waits until Tara goes to the bar, then slides the phone out. It's a picture of a tiny pair of yellow socks sitting on a bank statement marked paid in full. The caption reads, "Building a world for you, little one. Just us." Ben's chest tightens. He feels a wave of shame so cold it makes him shiver. He remembers the pinky promise. He looks at Tara, who is flirting with the bartender, and then back at the tiny yellow socks on his screen. He knows that he has lost her. Not just as a girlfriend, but as the best friend who used to stuff her face with chips just to keep from yelling at him. He wants to call her, but he realizes he doesn't even know what to say anymore. He's a stranger in his own life. Angie's nursery later. Angie is folding the tiny clothes. She is calm now. The pain is there, a dull ache in the background, but she chooses to focus on the soft cotton in her hands. She isn't the shy girl from the mall anymore. She is a mother. Angie, whispering to her belly.
You're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. I promise.
She hooks her own pinky finger into the air, a promise to herself this time. The first hello in the doctor's office. Day, lunch hour. The waiting room is filled with the soft hum of an air conditioner and the rustle of parenting magazines. Angie sits in a plastic chair, her hands folded over her stomach. She looks up as the door opens and Ben walks in. He looks out of place in the sterile, quiet environment. He's wearing his work boots and a nervous expression. Since he started seeing his ex again, things between them have been clipped and formal, strictly logistics.
Hey, thanks for, calling me.
Angie, voice calm and professional.
This baby is yours too, Ben. I want this to be about this baby, not us.
Ben, nodding quickly.
Right. Of course. Platonic. I get it.
They are called into the darkened sonogram room. The air is chilly. Dr. Hendricks gestures for Angie to lie back on the table. Dr. Hendricks.
All right, Angie. This gel is going to be a bit cold, so just take a deep breath for me.
As the cool blue gel hits her skin, Angie shivers. Ben instinctively reaches out as if to take her hand, the old best friend reflex, but he catches himself and pulls his hand back, gripping the edge of his stool instead. The doctor moves the transducer across Angie's belly. Static fills the screen, and then, like a radio tuning into a station, a shape emerges. A tiny head, a fluttering heart, and a small hand tucked near a chin. Dr. Hendricks, smiling.
Well, look at that. Heartbeat is strong. Growth is perfect. And it looks like someone is being very cooperative today.
The doctor freezes the image on a specific angle.
Congratulations, you two. You're having a beautiful little princess.
Angie, a gasp of pure joy.
A girl? I knew it. I just knew it.
Angie's face transforms. All the stress of the debt, the heartbreak over the game reserve, and the bitterness about Ben's ex-girlfriend seems to evaporate. She stares at the screen, her eyes shimmering with a new kind of fierce, protective love.
My girl. My little best friend. I'm going to give you the world, and I'm going to make sure you never feel like you're ruining anyone's life.
Ben, voice thick with emotion.
A girl? She's so small, Angie. Look at her fingers.
He looks over at Angie, his eyes searching hers for a moment of shared connection, hoping to see the girl who used to laugh at his jokes. But when Angie looks back, the look in her eyes has changed. The romantic longing is gone. The hurt is gone. In its place is a steady, unshakable clarity.
She's perfect, Ben.
In that moment, Angie realizes she doesn't need to push her feelings down anymore. They simply aren't there. The girl who was obsessed with Ben's approval has been replaced by a mother who only cares about her daughter's future. She feels a profound sense of peace. She can be civil, she can be platonic, and she can be a co-parent, because her heart is now completely occupied by the little heartbeat on the screen. Doctor's office. Moments later, they stand by Ben's truck. He holds the printed sonogram photos like they're made of glass.
Do you? Want to grab some chips? For old time's sake, I can drop you back at work after.
Angie, smiling kindly but shaking her head.
No thanks, Ben. I packed a healthy lunch today. Need to make sure she gets her vitamins, but I'll see you at the next appointment.
She turns and walks toward her own car, her head held high. Ben stands by his truck, watching her go. He has the photos, he has his free weekends, and he has his ex-girlfriend. But as he watches Angie drive away, he realizes for the first time that he has officially lost his best friend. The final countdown. At the 3D ultrasound clinic, day. The room is dim, but the energy is electric. Angie is lying on the table, her stomach now a prominent, beautiful curve. Mom sits on one side, clutching a tissue, and Ben sits on the stool on the other side. He looks humbled, quieter than he used to be. Angie is munching on a small bag of pretzels. Angie, crunching.
The doctor said salt makes her jumpy. I want her to put on a show for us.
Dr. Hendricks, laughing.
Well, let's see if those pretzels worked.
The doctor applies the wand, and suddenly, the grainy black and white world turns into a rich, golden-toned 3D image. The room goes silent. There she is, a perfect pouty lip, a tiny button nose, and chubby cheeks that look exactly like Angie's childhood photos. Mom, sobbing softly.
Oh, Angie, look at her. She's an angel.
Ben, leaning in, mesmerized.
She's real. I mean, I knew she was real. But seeing her face, she looks so peaceful.
But the doctor's face turns serious as he moves the wand higher up, near Angie's ribs.
She's beautiful, truly, but she's also a bit stubborn. See here? Her head is tucked right under your rib cage, Angie, and her little legs are right there with it. She's in a full bridge position.
Angie, frowning.
Is that why I've been having so much trouble breathing?
Exactly. Her bottom is down where her head should be. Because she's getting so big, there isn't much room left for her to do a somersault. If she stays like this, she'll start to get distressed because the space is getting too tight.
Angie looks at the screen, the joy of seeing the face now mixed with a mother's instinctual worry.
We'll monitor you closely for the next week, but if she hasn't turned by then, we can't take any risks. I'm giving you a date. 2 weeks from today, you'll check into the hospital for a C-section.
Clinic parking lot, moments later. The sun is bright, but the conversation is heavy. Angie's mom has gone to the car to give them a moment. Ben stands by Angie, looking at the 3D printout in his hand.
2 weeks? That's so soon.
It's the best thing for her, Ben. If she's stuck, she's stuck. I'm not going to let her suffer just because I'm scared of a surgery.
Ben, looking at her, truly seeing her.
You aren't scared of anything anymore, are you?
Angie, softly.
I'm scared of plenty, but none of it matters more than her.
Ben looks like he wants to say something, perhaps about the ex-girlfriend who is still in the picture, or the party life he's finding less and less fun. But the gap between them is no longer just a few feet of pavement. It's a canyon of maturity.
I'll be there, Angie. 2 weeks. I'll be at the hospital. I won't miss it for anything.
Angie, nodding.
I know you won't. For her sake, I know you'll be there.
Angie's nursery, night. Angie sits in the rocking chair, her hands resting on the top of her belly where the baby's head is tucked under her ribs. She can feel the pressure, a constant reminder of the life inside. Angie whispering.
2 weeks. Little one. 2 weeks, and I finally get to meet you. You can stay right there if you're comfortable. Mommy's got the rest handled.
She looks at the clock. 14 days, the countdown to the moment her best friend finally arrives has officially begun. The arrival of the princess. Hospital prep room morning. The air is sterile and carries the faint scent of antiseptic. Angie is sitting on the edge of the bed in a thin hospital gown. She's nervous, but her sense of humor is still intact. A seasoned, no-nonsense nurse enters with the catheter kit. Nurse unpacking the kit.
All right, honey, time for the catheter. Don't worry, it's not that bad. You've had a penis in there before, so you'll be just fine.
Angie bursts out laughing.
Well, when you put it that way.
As the nurse begins the procedure, Angie suddenly jerks, a sharp sting blooming in her lower half. Angie, wincing.
Ouch. Okay, I clearly didn't get the big penis then because that hurt.
The nurse laughs, patting Angie's hand.
You're a firecracker, Angie. Now let's get you down the hall. We need one last ultrasound to make sure your little lady hasn't pulled a last-minute stunt and turned around.
Hospital corridor. Moments later. Angie is waddling slowly back from the ultrasound room. Halfway down the long, waxed hallway, there is a sudden, heavy splash on the floor. Angie freezes, her face turning bright red. Angie, whispering to the nurse.
Oh no. I think the catheter is leaking. I think I just peed all over the floor. I'm so sorry.
Nurse, looking down, then back at Angie.
Angie, honey, that's not the catheter. Your water just broke.
Before Angie can even process the words, a wave of intensity hits her. It isn't the pain she expected, but a massive, overwhelming urge to push. Her entire body begins to vibrate, her teeth chattering so loud it sounds like she's in a freezer. Angie, shaking uncontrollably.
I need to push. Why am I shaking? I am getting so cold.
Prep room. Continued. The nurse rushes Angie back into the room. Angie's mom is there instantly, her face pale but her hands steady as she grabs Angie's shoulders. The nurse piles 5, 6, 7 warm blankets over Angie's shivering frame. Nurse, to Angie's mom.
She's in active labor, but her body is going into shock. She isn't feeling the typical contractions because the baby is still breech. There's no head pressing on the cervix to signal the right kind of pain. We need to move, now.
Mom, squeezing Angie's hand.
I'm right here, baby. You're okay. The princess is just ready to make her entrance.
Operating room moments later. The room is a blur of bright lights and blue scrubs. Ben is there, dressed in a surgical gown and cap, looking terrified but determined. He sits by Angie's head as the doctor administers the spinal block. Angie, whispering through the shakes.
Ben?
Ben, taking her hand firmly this time.
I'm here, Angie. I'm not going anywhere.
The doctor works quickly. There is a sense of pressure, a strange tugging sensation, and then the sound that changes the world. A sharp, indignant wail. Dr. Hendricks, lifting the baby over the screen.
Well, hello there, gorgeous. Look at all that hair.
Angie gasps. The baby doesn't have the typical newborn fuzz. She has a thick, sleek shock of jet black hair that falls perfectly into a little bob around her ears. But it's her face that steals the show. She has huge, chubby, rosy cheeks, and her tiny lips are pulled into a perfect, dramatic pout. Angie's mom, laughing through her tears.
Oh my goodness, look at her. She's only been out for 10 seconds and she's already got an attitude. Look at that pout.
Ben, choking back a sob.
She looks just like you, Angie.
The doctor hands the bundled princess to Angie. As the baby settles against her skin, the shaking finally stops. Angie looks down at the tiny, pouting face, the black hair, and the rosy cheeks. Angie, to the baby.
Hey there, gorgeous. You are so beautiful and so loved. I've been waiting a long time to meet you.
Angie looks up at her mother, then at Ben. The past few months, the heartbreak, the debt, the just friends confusion, it all feels like a different lifetime. She has her daughter, she has her strength, and she has a future that belongs entirely to the two of them. Angie has a healthy baby girl that she is living for. Abigail Rose is your name, and I will always be there for you no matter what. In that moment, Angie's life had a purpose. As for Angie and Ben, I wonder if they will co-parent or if something else will blossom or maybe there will be more drama along the way.
The clock may have stopped for today, but the cycle continues. If you felt the love, shared the hate, or just want to see where fate takes us next, make sure to hit that subscribe button, ring the bell. Until the next chapter, thank you for watching Love, Hate, and Fate, and being part of the story.